Hey everyone, welcome to The Culture Show. Hannah here from Purpose Jobs, the largest community of purpose-driven professionals. We are so passionate about helping folks find meaning in their work. That's why we decided to go behind the scenes with awesome startup and tech companies to really dig into their culture and what it's like to work on their team. We're so excited to share those discoveries with you and know you'll find some good nuggets along the way. Thanks so much for tuning in, and let's get started. Hi there, welcome back. We're really excited to have you joining us for another episode as we dig deep into the unique culture of another purpose-driven startup. Today, I'm joined by Matt Rea. Matt is the VP of RevOps at GreenLancer, and he's going to be sharing more about their culture. So with that, I'm going to kick things over to you, Matt. Matt, can you share a brief intro about yourself and more about GreenLancer's purpose and mission?
Absolutely. Thanks, Hannah. Excited to be here. So as Hannah mentioned, I'm the VP of RevOps at GreenLancer. We are a climate tech startup, and essentially we're a marketplace for solar installers and EV charging installers to get design and engineering, other consulting, basically all of the things that they need to get done before they actually install. We help them get that done.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. And can you go ahead and share too about kind of how you found your way to GreenLancer as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have always sort of been a career marketer throughout a couple different startups. And I found my way to GreenLancer during COVID when they were experiencing, much like a lot of other companies, the need to really take a lot of their marketing efforts digital, which happened to be my expertise. So I got connected with the co-founder, Patrick McCabe. And he brought me on board basically to head up marketing and really transform our efforts to reach more installers, to solve more of their problems, and we sort of just went and grew from there.
I love that. Awesome. Well, we would love, we're here today to talk about culture. So can you take a moment and really describe GreenLancer's culture? What are those really significant elements? What is it like to work there as a team member?
Yeah. So, obviously, we're a technology platform, and we also happen to be in a pretty exciting space, which is green tech, but also a very new space. So what ends up happening is we've got a lot of new ideas flying around, and the culture is all about kind of sticking our face into the chaos of the industry and solving the biggest problems that the industry faces, which when GreenLancer was founded was really helping connect installers with design and engineering resources that they needed. And as that's evolved, we're always looking at how can we take our technology and apply it in different ways. And also what goes along with that is, the skill set and people who are on our team, how can we apply them in the right ways as well? As far as, what our culture is like, obviously we're a startup, so we're small and agile. So people often tend to wear a couple hats, right? And that just goes with the territory. But we're always trying to think bigger about the problems that we can solve, and we move very quickly. So it is a lot of up and downs as the industry goes, but we've been able to sort of remain steady as far as growth goes throughout all that.
That's really awesome. And yeah, such a great industry to be in too. So I know for job seekers, especially nowadays, things like work-life balance and flexibility are really important to those folks. Can you talk a little bit about how like the team, the policies, the leadership really promote healthy work-life balance and flexibility?
Yeah, I think that's one of probably the biggest perks of working at GreenLancer is our work-life balance and our flexibility as far as hybrid, remote roles, etc. And I think more than anything, like the leaders live it, right? Like we're not putting in 80-hour weeks, and I think that we sort of lead by example. That when we're in the office or when we're doing our work, we are focusing on being really effective, right? We're not getting bogged down with pointless meetings or pointless efforts. And I think that goes just to the expertise of leadership in understanding that we only have a limited amount of time and resources, so we have to put them into the right places. And that just trickles down into making sure that every team member is doing the same thing. So when we're working hard and we're working smart. But we also understand that people have lives outside of work. and they need time to, you know, recharge and rejuvenate themselves. Because when it comes down to it, right, like if I'm going to have an effective team for years to
Hmm.
come, I can't have them burning
Hmm.
out.
For sure.
I want them to be invested in the long run, right? So for me, it's always about, hey, when you're here, we're gonna put it all on the line. But you know, when you're not working, don't be
Yeah.
working, right? It's very cut and
Love
dry.
that. And then can you also just tell the audience, where is GreenLancer based? Are you all a hybrid schedule, remote, in office? And then around your company size
Mhm.
too.
Yeah, so we're about 25 internal employees right now.
Mhm.
And basically, we've got a number of freelancers
Mhm.
and part-time employees that also work with us. And then as far as the the way the marketplace works actually is we don't do any of the design and engineering work.
Mhm.
So we have partners such as design and engineering firms that actually fulfill on the work. Um, so that's kind of how we have
Yeah,
the team set up.
that makes a ton of sense. Awesome.
I forgot what
Um,
the first question was.
Location?
Location, yeah. So we have a headquarters based in Detroit in the Ally building right downtown. About half the company or employees are in the office at any given time, but we've got remote workers
Okay.
across the United States as well. A good amount of us work in a hybrid
Mhm.
capacity, especially the revenue team. You know, I try and make sure that we're in a couple days a week
Mhm.
together so we can sit, get some FaceTime, and do the things that help sort of grow the team
Mhm.
camaraderie, and then also people have things that go on, so they have to work from home,
Yep.
and
That's that flexibility.
we're very flexible to all that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we've talked about kind of culture, this environment that GreenLancer's created. Talk to us maybe about some of like the company benefits and perks, official or unofficial, that are just those more tangible policy type things.
Hmm. Yeah, so obviously, healthcare, dental, vision, sort of all comes standard. um, and then as far as our PTO policy goes, it's you know officially you build PTO days over time. Unofficially, it's take the time that you
Hmm.
need, right? Um, and then as far as holidays, especially during the summer, there's often the half day Fridays that will sort of pop up on your
Love that.
calendar to get out early. And then around the holidays as well, like we're always sort of, we take a couple
Yeah.
discretionary extra days to make sure that we're recharging when we need to.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Very awesome. Thank you for sharing there. So next, I'd love something that I know, at least when I'm searching for a job, I love asking the question of why do you stay? So I would love to hear, Matthew, why you've stuck around with GreenLancer for as long as you have. What keeps you around, and what keeps you excited about what's next?
Hmm. Yeah, so for me, I've always been in startups, and I think there's a specific type of person that likes to work in a startup. It's that someone who wants to make
Hmm.
impact, and that's what was the first thing that drew me to GreenLancer was I could make decisions and be a part of a team that makes decisions
Hmm.
quickly, and implement them at scale, right? Not just get lost as a cog in the wheel. That's what's got me to GreenLancer, and that's what's kept me here. Because even as
Hmm.
we have grown over the last couple of years, I've been able to stay close to the big decisions and then how they're
Hmm.
played out. And for me, like I want to be able to grow a team that is passionate about making impact. So finding those like-minded people and
Hmm.
building those people's careers up in that way, again, has just
Yeah.
been something that's been fulfilling for me.
Yeah, I love that. And speaking of impact, I'm wondering if we can kind of go back a little bit, and can you share a little bit more around the founding story of GreenLancer, and why
Yeah.
Patrick and the other co-founders started it?
Yeah, so Patrick is a veteran of the solar industry. He worked as a designer for a company out on the West Coast, who did installations. Moved back to the States, and just through his work, realized that installers didn't necessarily have the in-house design and engineering
Hmm.
expertise needed to push projects through. They were getting a lot of troubles with the AHJ, which that's the basically authority having
Hmm.
jurisdiction. So every county has one of these, and there's a certain person who checks the plan sets that basically allows you to get a permit to install something. They all have different stipulations, they all have different rules. Patrick was realizing that installers were getting hung up on this stuff and losing money, not able to deploy solar at the rate that was needed. And it really started off as him connecting
Hmm.
people
Yeah.
pretty manually. Um, and then it evolved into, okay, let's make a marketplace platform where we can have installers on one side, we can have fulfillment partners on the other side, and essentially be the market maker. So it evolved into really an opportunity for installers to come in, find the partner that they
Hmm.
need, and we have, more than a handful, based on their jurisdiction, based on how many projects they do, residential, commercial, etc. And really has become a huge,
Hmm.
huge uh, benefit, not just for small installers, but big
Yeah.
nationwide installers that want to essentially outsource their entire excuse me, design and engineering
Hmm.
arm, as and use us as a
That's
partner.
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, last question for you, Matt. Can you just share a little bit more about like what a potential candidate has to look forward, why you would encourage someone to join the team, any advice for them, and yeah, just any final thoughts regarding GreenLancer's culture?
Yeah, so I think like if you are looking for somewhere to make impact, and aren't afraid to get your hands dirty in the mess of the solar industry and the EV charging industry, we're definitely the place to be. Um, I think there's a lot of potential, especially in solar and EV charging,
Hmm.
and room for growth. It's an expanding market, so it is right now, especially a very exciting time to be in. And on top of that, with GreenLancer, you're talking about enabling that industry
Hmm.
with tech. Um, so it's a lot of
Yeah.
exciting buzzwords, and those buzzwords actually mean something to us, right? Because we all believe in what we're doing, and we've got good people that are
Hmm.
trying to get that
Hmm.
done.
I love that. Awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you so much, Matt. Everyone, you can check out GreenLancer at greenlancer.com, check out their open roles, follow them on LinkedIn to stay up to date. But thanks everyone for joining and appreciate your time, Matt.